Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show presented by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we have got a couple of Shootout Hall of Famers with us here. As we start gearing up for the Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, it's Mark and Tiffany Maasen. You probably know them from Polylift and from Maasen Insurance. But of course, they're two of the big factors from over the years, from several years, in making the Shootout so successful. So you guys are both in the Hall of Fame, the Shootout Hall of Fame, but you went in different years for different work, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you got in there on your own efforts. Who went in first? Who was the first to
Tiffany.
go in? You were the first to
did.
go in the Hall of
I
Fame.
went in first, yep.
Wow, okay.
For all the efforts that I've done over the years for the Shootout and mostly for the Wishing on a Ride event.
Right.
And raising money for Make-A-Wish.
The Wishing on a Ride event. If there's one Shootout event or one event in any that makes me weepy, it is the Wishing on a Ride. It is just such a powerful thing. But you're also involved in the live auction and in just about everything else. And so you went in 20, I think, right?
Yep,
2020.
I sure did.
And
Yes.
you went in like in 22.
I think it was 22, yeah.
Okay. So did you know it was coming when you got the call that you were going to be Shootout Hall of Famers?
I don't think either of us did.
Really?
No.
No,
It was
and
kind
I
of a
didn't.
surprise.
I mean, I knew it was coming for her because I'm on the board,
Right.
but I had to keep my mouth shut. And
He
then,
did.
and then she did the same thing because she knew about mine before it happened, and I didn't know mine until the day to the magazine when we actually debuted the magazine is when I found out that I was going in.
I had to
quite
write
surprised.
his bio
Really?
to go in the magazine and pick photos without his approval.
So was
Talk
this
about
an
pressure.
emotional thing for you guys?
It was because it was completely. Wasn't something I was thinking about. It was not something that was there. It's all about the Shootout is all about giving and other people. So not something that was on my radar.
Right, because you're not thinking about yourself, or you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be doing
Right.
this if it was all about you. So how far back does the Shootout go for you guys? Like, when did you first get involved in the Shootout, Mark?
Shootout one.
Really?
Shootout one. Bob
were there?
Morgan had talked to my dad, and Dad said, "Hey, you need to go be here at this with the boat. Don't be late, and I'll just plan on being there all day." And so I went out to the patrol boat day one.
Wow.
Yep.
And that was what, 35 years ago?
35 years.
30 something, 30
Yeah,
years
30
ago.
something. Yeah, 5, 6, whatever it is. Yeah,
Long time ago.
90. Let's see, 88. I guess it was. Yeah.
And your dad was your dad a big fan of the Shootout?
Yeah, well, he was pro lake, so anything that helped the lake was something he wanted to be involved in. Now, typically it was, hey, Mark, go do this, or hey, Mark, go do that, or hey, Mike, go do this. But it was that's how things were delegated, I guess, if you will. And,
yeah. And for people who don't know, it was your dad that started the family business, I think,
Yep.
Polylift Boat Lifts.
Yep, 1975.
Right. So I keep trying to get Mark and his brother Mike on to tell us that story. One of these days that's going to happen, right?
Yes.
They need to. It's a great story.
Absolutely. How about you? How far back do you go with the Shootout?
I actually started the first year it was at Captain Ron's.
Yeah.
I sold burgers out of the little shack over off the beach that first year. And then Ron asked me to work with, I believe it was Matt O'Connell at the time, to get the street party going.
Yeah.
And so we started the street party over on Bengal Dam. And after that, everything he asked me to do, I just started. He learned I didn't say no very often. So,
Right.
So
You
that's
just jumped
where
in and did it?
Yeah, it was just so much fun. And I've always been, like Mark, charity-minded and just see the efforts go to help our community and kids in our community and adults and just people in need. The lake is just an incredible place, and we're so blessed. Mark and I both talk about it all the time, how blessed we are, but you go a mile or two off the lake, and some of those people aren't so blessed, and so we're really happy to give back and help out where we can in our community.
It's always amazing to me, especially here on the Community Spotlight Show, we get to talk with people like you guys. Yeah, they came to me, wanted to start up this street party thing. Look at what that's turned into
gosh.
now.
Yeah.
That is huge
And
every year.
It's just, I look back and laugh, and I could talk to Matt and even Jeff Carroll, who helped on it. Like, they used to make us, the city never let us come across the dam. They always made us come in, turn all those boats around, and face going back out again. And every year, Ron would go to the board or go to the alderman and say, we really need to go across. And they've, oh, no, we'll never be able to do that. And finally, you get a change of the guard, and people start seeing, hey, this would be easier for these guys. Boats are bigger, rigs are bigger. You're talking how many feet? that they have to, you can't turn them around that easily, you know. So it's so great that the city of Lake Ozark has really embraced the event now, and so many of the people that have businesses down there see the value to it. And that's all we're trying to do is make the lake all encompassing with the shootout. You know, so it's awesome.
It seems like it's happening. If it hasn't happened already, it is definitely happening. But the shootout's so big, how can you not jump in with it now? How different would our community be, and this might be an impossible question, without the shootout for the last 30-some years?
That's a good question.
You know, there's the millions of dollars that have been donated back, even prior to us when they were doing it with the fire departments and whatnot. I mean, the whole area could be a total different place than what it is today. The whole dive team at Mid-County, the reason we have a dive team at the Lake of the Ozarks is because of the shootout. Without it, we don't have it. And so it's more impactful than we probably ever really would know. And then all the other children's charities and other charities around that benefit from the shootout itself is the impact is hard to say. It's hard to tell what it does exactly.
It is almost impossible. It's like a different dimension kind of a thing. And we might have gotten a little bit of a idea in 2020 when COVID was here, when it was, are we going to have the shootout? Are we not going to have the shootout? And if they didn't have the shootout that year, there were several charities that would have gone under.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, look at Kaufman Bend Fire Department. They service such a huge area, but they survive on the shootout donations, and they work. I mean, they have the biggest network of volunteers that come and work all the events, and Margie and Ron do a great job of organizing all that. And you just think about, if they didn't have those funds, they would not have that fire department. And that, when you hear them talk about what they're doing and things that happen in their community, and they're able to help serve the community that they're there for, it's amazing that the shootout has that kind of an impact on an area like that.
Right.
Well, you take, again, Kaufman Bend is a perfect example. When we gave them their first check, we used to go to all their different places and drop off checks, but we didn't have 40 charities then. We had, just a few.
Right.
When we dropped that first check off, they had a whole banquet, a whole thing, that all their volunteers brought food. There was a whole big spread. And when we handed out the check that first year, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. They were that appreciative of what the shootout had done. And it wasn't what we had done or the shootout had done. They volunteered those hours. They earned that.
Right.
But the shootout gives them the vessel to make that happen.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, it's Mark and Tiffany Maasen. We're talking about the shootout, and there are certain things that only people like Mark and Tiffany know about. So we'll continue this conversation when we come back on Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootout. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, presented by the great folks at COMC. There's so much to talk about when it comes to the shootout and the stories and the years and the importance and stuff. You guys are involved in so much. It's the Polylift poker run, one of the biggest events in the lake, right? That just happens to be a part of shootout. Did you guys start that, or did you guys jump on board and make it what it is?
We kind of started it with the shootout when it was at the other location, kind of helping and doing some things and then donating some money back. And then when we got it, when everything moved to Ron's and we started doing it there, we found it was just another great way to add some monies to the charities, make some more for them. it's just exploded from there.
Yeah. Is this open to anybody who wants to do the poker run, or how do they do it?
Absolutely. If you got a boat and it floats and it's got a motor, come on.
There you go. And I've actually followed these guys, during the poker hour, try to follow them. It's impossible to keep up with them and stuff, but you guys participate. You have fun. You do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a 38 Renegade center console, fits all of our kids.
Wow.
So you'll see it's a family event for us. We'll have all of our kids on the boat. Other people ask if they can ride. We don't have room. We've got our family on that boat that day, and that's a great thing about the boat that we have now.
How cool is that? Yeah. And it gets up and goes too, doesn't it?
It does well. We mix family and work that day. I mean, a lot of people we talk to about lifts and stuff like that. Tiffany refers in there with some insurance stuff, and then our kids, Matt's in the business, and then our other ones that are involved in their businesses all kind of intermingle and talk, and it's just a great all-around day, all around.
Absolutely. And your business, insurance,
Yes.
right? Maasen Insurance.
Yep.
Pretty easy to remember.
We insure a lot of boats at the lake,
Right.
homes, second homes, we'll do it all pretty much.
There you go.
Businesses.
So give her a call if you need to.
Definitely.
And you're involved in several things, not just the poker run, Wishing on a Ride, we mentioned that earlier, and live auction.
Yep. I've helped on live auction for years.
And that's a huge part of the money raising, right?
It is.
I mean,
Yep.
so tell us about the live auction. How does that work? And again, is anybody invited?
Yeah, so it's we're having it over at Lazy Gators this year on Friday night of the shootout, and it's pretty open. We have a lot of great items, and we do the live auction and make it kind of a party atmosphere. A lot of the boaters that come from out of town, they love the live auction and the party that we put on that night. It's kind of a reception because they love to give back to our community. So I got involved years ago when Ron had someone drop off and needed somewhere to go with it. Mark and I said, we'll take it this year.
You don't say no.
Yeah,
Right,
we both did that year. We got a bunch of couples to help us on it, and it went from being, a good auction to an amazing auction. And we've just, with Leah's help and her team and just everybody jumping on board, it's gone from one level to the next level, and it just keeps getting bigger.
So if somebody wants to donate something or just to go and maybe buy something, how would they get more information on
Well, they just need to go to the Shootout website, and there's links on there to let us know what you're going to donate or if you want to participate in some way, and Leah and her team will get a hold of them on that. Yeah.
And the Wishing on a Ride, you guys do that every year. Is there ever a year you haven't cried?
No.
No, it's just every year, some of our same kids come back, but a lot of them are new kids, and sometimes some of our kids don't come back, and we have about 40 to 50 families that are from out of the area that actually drive in, that we are so blessed the community puts up hotel rooms, meals, and that's all through donations. So if people want to donate, that's a place they can donate. We also have an event shirt that a lot of the businesses put their logo on.
Yeah.
And all of that money pays to put the event on, and then anything left over goes right to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We have, I think she told us at the meeting we went to, there was 12 kids in our geographical area that are looking for wishes. It's about $10,000 average for a wish. So we work hard to try to raise the money to help pay for the wishes for our region. And we usually always do that and more. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And it's boat rides, it's helicopter rides. I mean, it's really grown.
Yeah, Brett Manier does the one at Performance on Sunday, and a lot of the families come in, stay at Margaritaville and some of the other resorts in the area, and then we give them a whole day of any kind of boat, any boat they want to ride on, from water patrol to the fireboat to an MTI. Every kind of boat is sitting on the docks, and the guys are fighting for those slips to give rides. It's just amazing. And then Tom Klein Helicopters comes out, he gives rides. Brett Manier brings out monster trucks from Torque Motorsports, and they bring out hot rods and exotic cars. And so the kids and the families get these amazing experiences through the whole day. They get to do whatever they want.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, there they are, the Maasens. Yeah. It's Mark, Tiffany Maasen. And again, if people want to get more information on any of this, how do they get that?
LakeoftheOzarksShootout.com. Okay. Everything you need is right there.
Pretty simple. LakeoftheOzarksShootout.com. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.
You're watching Lake TV.